Hi, welcome back to Everyway Woman, and we're back with our relationship duo, Charles and Charlie. We're going to be talking about long-term relationships and the secrets and how to keep that spark in that relationship. So, Charlie, why don't you give us some pointers, because I'm looking kind of right now for a relationship, a long-term one, but it seems like it's impossible.
Well, you know, the thing is, there's such a misconception that it's just time that kills a relationship if it doesn't succeed, which isn't true. And when it comes to keeping the spark in a relationship, one of the things that we can do is we have to retain a sense of curiosity about our partners. You know, there's a fine line between familiarity and just like knowing everything there is to know.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, sometimes you complete each other's sentences and those kinds of, and those are cool things. But you got to remember that every day, just like you're changing and different things are hitting you, and we really live in a fishbowl these days, the same thing is going on for your partner. And I think what I find a lot of times from women, because I do see it a little bit more in women, is that they just feel like the longer they've been with their boyfriend or their husband, it's like, I know everything there is to know, this is how he is, this is what he likes, and he's actually changing and growing and having little things hit him differently, and they don't notice. And so literally, as time goes on, the couples have actually grown apart because they've grown individually and not shared what they've been doing.
Right.
So you got to stay curious, and you got to do little things that make sure that you keep the romance. And if you just get into the routine and you don't, and sometimes it is effort, it's not always easy, but that little bit of effort that you make on a regular basis to do those special things together and ask yourself, what's going on with him and how is he changing, if he's changing, keeps you much more engaged. You got to have that.
Well, you brought up a really important point, right, to where you know, people do change over time and they do grow. At some point in the relationship it starts and everybody reaches an original agreement is what I've written about, right? And that can be financial, emotional, sexual, a combination of all those and more. But over time, people start to grow and drift in different places. So as you move this way, your partner has a choice. They can come with you or they can veer off on their own course. The trick to keeping a long-term relationship happy and healthy is to stay together through the journey. A long-term relationship is never a destination because people change over time. But I tell you what, when it comes to long-term relationships, I've been with the same lady for 22 years, you know, 15 years married. Most relationship experts, I think, say that communication is the cornerstone of any successful relationship, and I totally disagree. I disagree.
That's interesting, yeah.
Well, because for so many people, communication means to talk. So as a result, you end up just waiting for your turn to speak. The real secrets to a successful long-term relationship is active listening and empathy. All you have to do, you don't have to agree with them, just put yourself over there. And then see how you feel rolling around in their skin for a minute, and you may see things a little bit differently.
And what about if you have children and with, like how we were talking about, high-powered women, you know, we're working a lot, sometimes you're tired, you know, or you feel like, you know, I've heard couples say that when the kids get older, we'll, you know, take care of it, or they kind of put the marriage second. And
well, that's like a garden that you say, you know what, in about 5 years we'll water it.
Right.
Well, what's left? Everything is dead.
Right.
And so, you know, and I so agree with you on the communication because a lot of people have different definitions of what it means to communicate. So very similar to you, I talk about sharing, like really sharing where you're at, what's going on with you, because in those moments, that's why even when you do have a relationship, let's say it doesn't go the distance, but that's when you're able to know when it is maybe time for you guys to go your separate ways and do it with love instead of staying in so long because you were sharing and you were listening, and then you understand if you reach a point where it's a deal breaker.
Right. Well, thank you so much, guys. This is awesome. We'll be right back with everywaywoman.com if you would like more information.